Howdy guys, happy Sunday. Today, I got a special one for you. We're going to be going over the king archetype, as well as the king energy. And what the fuck is it? What is the king energy? I mean, is that just a pretentious thing to say, walking around being like, oh yeah, I'm the king of my reality, woo, 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 woo. It's not. It's not. The thing is, most people will probably be gaslit for the way that they act. If you try and be a better person, those that are unwilling typically don't like that. And they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you're a misogynist. Meh. Fuck those people and just listen with an open heart and an open mind to what I'm about to say and see if this works for you. Step into it. See if you like it. Give it a try. I guarantee you, living like a king and having king energy is a million times better than being a fucking peasant. So let's not be peasants, gentlemen. So to get started, what embodies the king to me? To me, a king has to be stalwart. And stalwart, it's an older word. The only reason I love it so much is because it's always been used in video games. And especially the classes I like to play. I prefer playing tanks and heavy sort of support tanky builds. So paladins, think a heavy warrior like a prot warrior, World of Warcraft, maybe even a barbarian from Dungeons and Dragons, right? But a stalwart person is someone who is willing to go in first and they are not leaving until the situation is done with. They're the first in and the last out. They are loyal, they are trustworthy, and they are hardworking. They put their nose to the grindstone and they say, oh, that's some nice fucking rock there, baby. Let's get some more. And their nose never leaves. They keep it there until the stone itself is ground down into little fucking bits, okay? Because you are invincible. You are impenetrable. Your spine will not break. It will not get moved back. It is made of adamantium. You are stalwart. You are not going to be moved. And that is part of the king energy. Going along with that, confidence. Guys, you have to be confident. And confidence doesn't mean false confidence where you walk around, you know, your chest puffed out. You're like, oh man, I'm so much better than everyone. Like, I'm so cool and everyone else sucks. No, you are not a woman, firstly. That's how women act. Men do not do that. Men, you keep your mouth shut, you're stoic, and you're confident in your silence. You let your moves and your actions do the speaking. You're not that person going out saying all the wonderful things you're going to do. You're like, hey, I'm not going to say shit, but you guys are going to smell it, okay? And a lot of times, people will smell other people's bullshit. No. Other people are going to smell what you're cooking, okay? So I want your life. I want you to imagine yourself that no one can see what you're doing, but you're still doing it because you're so passionate about it. And just in the back of your head, just see that picture of The Rock. The Rock Johnson just... smell what I'm cooking. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's confidence right there. That's confidence, okay? And we need to step into that. And now the easiest way to be confident is this next part. Purpose driven. There is nothing more unattractive, I'd say. I mean, I'm not a woman, but I can put myself in a woman's shoes. And if I was looking at two options of men, and even if they both had the same amount of money, same height, same everything, right? On the outside, they are the exact same, but one of them is chasing their purpose and is not going to put me first priority, and the other one is going to spend all of his free time texting me, calling me, spending time with me. I am his number one priority. On the surface, a lot of guys are being trained and told now, oh yeah, the woman that you're spending all your time on, that's what she wants. She wants you to spend all of your time on her. That is so fucking false Because the thing is, if you're spending all your time on your woman, you are not leveling up. You are not making impactful waves and changes to humanity and to society. What a woman wants is she wants a king. And a king runs a kingdom and a castle. And he expands. And the things he doesn't like in his life, he kicks the fuck out. And the things he does like, well, he builds a district for them within the walls of his castle that is surrounded by a moat with ballistas and catapults, archers, a drawbridge. My man does not give a fuck about anything else. He's on his drive. He's on his purpose. He is rubber to the road going. That is what women want. That is sexy to them, okay? So we got to be purpose-driven, and we got to stay stalwart and confident in that energy. That's what our path is. No one else can tell you what it is, okay? No one else. Are you listening? I'm just a dude on the internet that likes yelling, okay? You can do so much more with your life. You, on the other side of the screen, you. Okay? So find your dream, find your purpose, find what makes you tick, and chase it like a psychopath. Alright? Now next, we've all heard of big dick energy before, right? But have we heard of healing dick energy before? Now when I'm talking about dicks here and energy levels, I'm not talking about the actual act of sex, okay guys? I'm just talking about an aura that's been given off, okay? So I'm sure within our lives, we can all sense, or we've had this experience before, where you see somebody and you're like, man, they got some big dick energy. And usually it's associated with high levels of confidence, stalwartness, and they're chasing their purpose, okay? And they're probably also authoritative. They're maybe a bit of an asshole, right? But not actually an asshole, where they put other people down. But the version of an asshole to the narcissist, right? This person is an asshole to bad people. And what I mean by that is that a bad person will say, oh yeah, let's make fun of this other person. And they'll say, no, we're not gonna fucking do that. And they stand their ground, right? This is something we need to embody in our life, this big dick energy. But more so than that, because at the end of the day, I think it's kind of a self-service when you just have the BDE for yourself. Healing dick energy is when you are so confident in your purpose, in your drive, but you're also leveling up your psyche, your emotions, your EQ is going up. That's your emotional quotient, all right? IQ, not as important as EQ. And SQ, which is your spiritual quotient, is also incredibly important. Our goal is to level up all of these. Everything should be going up. Same with your kinesthetic Q. That's probably not a fucking thing, but it is now. This is your body, okay? Everything should be going up. Healing dick energy, to me, is the imparting of wisdom to other people using your energy. Instead of saying, hey, everyone look at me, I'm the center of attention, you already embody that, and you don't need followers, you don't need fans. What you need is for other people to start acting correct and the right way for their own sake of well-being. You want the best for humanity. This is healing dick energy. You get around people and it brightens their day, okay? It brightens their day. You change the way they think. You impregnate their mind with a new state of being, all right? Healing dick energy fucks the soul, all right? Write that one down. Next, you have to live within Christ consciousness. I covered this one yesterday, but I guess let's recap it real quick and run it back, okay? And what do I mean when I said yesterday that Jesus Christ is a frequency? Jesus Christ is a vibe. So if everything is energy, right, that's the world I like to live in, is that it's all energy. Jesus would be up here, Okay, Jesus, straight enlightenment, and enlightenment covers all the good emotions at once. Like, this is benevolence, this is love, this is joy, this is bliss, this is giving, this is nurturing. All the good shit, right? That is the Jesus vibe. It doesn't matter the consequences to Jesus, he's still going to do the right thing. Okay? We should try and live as closely to that as humanly possible. Now, where is humanity currently at the moment? There is no reader that you can go to that will tell you exactly what this is, but this is my opinion. I think we're stuck in apathy. And the reason I believe we're stuck in apathy is because people care more about being right than they do about the truth. And apathy is when you just kind of lack that deeper understanding in life to where you want the answers because you see that the answers could make things better. And that's why I say we're stuck in an apathetic state, because we'd rather just be individually right to make our egos feel good than to come to terms with the fact that we're living in a very fucked up society and we probably need to change before we all end up killing ourselves with either bombs or by just not having enough children and eventual society collapse, right? So that's why we're down in apathy. People are just not, they don't care. They just don't care. They're not willing to put the work in, and we need to step out of this, okay? So that's what I need you guys for. That's what the entire point of this channel is. Get as many kings as humanly possible to this state of king energy so we can try. So we could just try and help humanity out. All right, guys? If they're down here and you guys start embodying this up here, and when I say embodying, I don't mean that you're fucking Jesus. None of you are Jesus. I am not Jesus. Okay? No. If my man is so much better than us, it's not even funny. All right? And I go back with like the Gnostic version of Jesus where he did make mistakes, but mistakes are happy accidents, right? But imagine somebody that for 33 years made mistakes and learned from every single one of them and implemented them into his life and never stopped searching new knowledge, new ways of thinking, new ways of helping people, healing arts, yoga, practices, spirituality, studying all the religions. My man was the fucking GOAT, all right? So try and live up to it as close as you can, and it's okay that we're never probably gonna get there, okay? He was a one in a one, all right? Universal type human being. There's one in the universe, but we can try and embody him. I do not agree with people that are like, oh yeah, you don't try and act like Jesus because that's sacrilege. Shut your fucking mouth. Yes, why wouldn't we act like the guy who was perfect? Why wouldn't we? Are we dilapidated? Are we retarded? Exactly. Just those people, get them out of your life. They're narcissists. All they care about is their ego. Okay? And then finally, once we step in to this Jesus energy as closely as we can, we pick up some of these other traits here. What are we going to do? How are we going to act? Well, here's a little step-by-step guide. It's very basic. Incredibly basic. All right? You make moves, and from the moves, there's two results. I didn't write the other one, but you can either stumble, right? Stumble, or you succeed. All right? When you succeed, you win. That's good. When you stumble, you fall. What happens when you fall? You scrape your knee and you start bleeding a little bit. And you're like, oh shit, that doesn't feel so nice. All right? So what do? We stand up and we learn. We learn from our mistakes. We look at the blood and we're like, I don't want to have to experience that again. So I'm going to look at what caused the blood, which is the skinning of the knee, and how did I stumble? How did I skin that knee in the first place? All right, dig into it, learn, and then you're going to want to integrate. You're going to want to integrate the lessons in, change what you're doing, change your path a little bit, realign the shot, and then once that shot is realigned, you're going to run it the fuck back. Over and over and over again. Kings don't stop just because things get hard. You fall down 8 times, you get up 9. Whatever the old sayings are. You can't stop. If you're out in the middle of the ocean
and your ship capsizes, are you just going to give up? I mean, sure, there's a 99.99% chance you're going to die, but are you just going to give up? Right? We can't just give up. We do not have the ability to just give up, okay? Our lives are much more difficult, and no one is coming to save you. So that being said, you have the choice. You can embrace the king energy. You can become everything you could possibly imagine in life, or you can go work for another king. All right? You can say, I'm gonna go over there. I don't want to have to worry about anything. I don't want to have to self-improve. You can do that. That's a life for you. Just realize that you will be bitching down the road and pointing your finger at kings and be like, well, why can't I have that? They're just lucky. No, motherfucker. They just worked a hell of a lot harder than you. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at the player. Be mad at the game. But also realize that you are a player in the game and you're kind of subpar. Okay? It is what it is. So guys, embrace the king energy. It's coming in heavy right now. I talked briefly about the solar flares and all this energy coming in. And I don't want you to think that there's just going to be this like giant nova flash that whites out everything, and the next thing you know, like the earth doesn't even exist. I don't know if that's going to happen. Some people in the spiritual community go really deep in there and they think the apocalypse, all that stuff's coming. I don't necessarily think so. I do think that we are on the precipice of a World War III, and I don't think that being weak is helping. So therefore, let's do what we can in the present moment to change. Let's step into the king energy. All right? No, we don't have time for this bullshit anymore, guys. We do not have time for the bullshit and the drama. All right? Step into your purpose. You will be so much happier. Seriously, you will thank yourself not even in years, in months. You'll pat yourself on your back and be like, I am so happy I put in the work. I'm so happy I made those changes. I'm so happy I learned some of those old lessons that have been pestering and making me suffer in my mind from the past. And now I've integrated them into my life, and my life is astronomically better. That is what I want for you guys. So love you. Happy Sunday. Do your best.